Okay. Back. I forget what I was doing. So I think what I'm gonna do is go here because we've reached like a branching point. I assume it's like these two things play out the exact same no matter what you do, or at least like this part, because it only has one branching option. So I'm gonna go here. If it'll let me. Maybe. Does it not? Does it not let me? How do I go here? Do I literally have to like play through the entire thing in order to get there? Oh, okay. It let me. I just had to click like a ton of times.
Well, we really don't have a choice now. Right?
Ah, skip. There we go. I figured it out. I know how to skip things. Junpei's mind was already made up. Okay, first I think I'm gonna go through door 8 this time. And then I don't even know if is it possible for us to go. I guess it must be possible for us to go through door 3, but I know that there's a dead body in there, so I'll save that one for last. And we'll go here. Door 8 this time.
I think I'm gonna go with door 8.
Okay, 8 it is.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That means June's got to go through 7.
What? Why?
What?
Well, yes. Santa grimaced and muttered angrily to himself, but finally began to
The
explain.
6 of us are going to keep going without leaving anyone behind. There are only 3 ways we can do it.
Yeah, the
Have
math.
3, 5,
Math.
4,
Math.
or 3, 6, and 7 go through. There are no other combinations. In other words, 3 and... You get it now?
Sorry, I didn't mean to skip that. As Santa finished, June looked over at Junpei, tears welling up at the corners of her eyes. It's fine.
Oh,
Nah.
You're saying we aren't gonna see each other again for a long time.
No. It's literally... We only have 9 hours, so I mean, it's not gonna be that long. I'm pretty sure I said that the first time, too. Junpei felt just as June did. He wanted to be at her side, blah, blah, blah. He knew, blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Pretty sure this is the same.
You're making it sound like we're never gonna see each other again. We gotta split up, but only for a while. This is just like when we went into the 4 and 5 doors, remember? We got split up then too, but we all met back up. I'll bet 7 and 8 are just like that.
You mean they're connected somewhere?
Yeah,
Yeah, this is
Probably.
the same. It's not very hopeful. 7.
I'm sure they're gonna connect somewhere.
Why? What?
If they don't, then neither team. In other words, the game. Zero's been on top of his shit so far. I don't think
Yeah.
he'd blow it. I'm damn sure that son of a bitch. He's not gonna end.
Yep.
everything's gonna be fine.
Yes.
You guys are done, right?
He stretched
Anyway,
and continued.
that's pretty much it. Clover and I will both go into separate groups. I figure I'll take 7 and Clover can take 8.
Us going through... Wait, what? Oh, we still go with Clover.
Any
Okay.
problems with that, Clover?
Clover looked away and was silent for a moment.
Whatever.
It was more of a dismissal than an agreement, but Santa didn't seem to care.
All right, we're ready to go then. Let's move.
At Santa's command, the group split and headed for their respective doors. Santa, 7, and June walked towards door 7, while Clover, Lotus, and Junpei headed for door 8. For a long moment, they stood in front of the door. Then Lotus laid her hand against her chest and turned to Junpei and Clover.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Let's
Okay.
go.
Then shall we go?
I'm ready for a puzzle.
It's open.
A narrow hallway stretched out before them.
Okay.
Oh my god, I can hear my cat scratching on a backpack. Gigi! Gigi! Ugh. Okay.
Hurry!
Lotus and Clover leapt through the door. The moment they did, their bracelets beeped. Beep. Dun, dun, dun. But as he was about to step over the threshold, he stopped. He looked to his left, towards door 7. Yep, there she is.
June.
Junpei.
It's fine, go. I don't mean to be so dismissive of their, like,
What the hell are you doing?
friendship, romance, whatever. It's just I'm here for puzzles. I don't have time for this romance. Someone took hold of Junpei's arms, blah, blah, blah. We're here. He heard the sound of the numbered door slam shut behind him. Let's go.
81 seconds left. Hurry!
Lotus snapped at him and ran to the dead. Junpei and Clover followed her as fast as they could. Oh, we just found it right away.
It stopped.
With a shaking hand, she wiped a few beads of sweat from her forehead. Clover, however, was calm, aloof perhaps.
Pointless.
She muttered to herself without emotion and began to walk down the hallway, leaving behind a confused Junpei and Lotus. Lotus watched the girls receding back with a mix of frustration and curiosity.
What an unpleasant girl.
Dude, her brother's missing at
I bet
this point.
she's not very popular with the boys.
What's that? Dude, why are you so rude? Oh my god. Her sarcasm seemed a little more biting than was perhaps necessary, but she sighed and started after the younger girl.
Maybe pairing these two together was a mistake.
Probably.
No, I better catch up to them.
I think the other option was also bad though, because the other option was going with Clover and 7, right? So either way, I get stuck with people who will fight, I assume. After taking a moment to catch his breath, Junpei followed. What we got?
Oh, it's a dead end.
The hallway made a number of turns before at last coming to a dead
There's a door
end.
on the left, though.
For a few minutes, yeah, if there's a door, it's not a dead end. What? For a few minutes, they stood in front of the door, examining it. Laboratory. Above the door was a plate with the word laboratory engraved on it.
Laboratory? Huh.
Oh, that doesn't sound very pleasant. I don't like the look of this place.
I haven't even seen it. You just
Me
see
either.
the outside.
But there aren't any other doors. It's not like we have a lot of choices.
Junpei,
Huh?
please. You first.
Why? Because you're worried something might happen? Junpei suspected her politeness was motivated by something other than respect.
Fine.
Junpei muttered to himself and pushed open the iron door. His first steps inside were tentative and careful, but as he examined the room, it became clear that there was no imminent danger. Lotus followed him in, and Clover brought up the rear. The room they found themselves in was divided into 2 separate areas by a curved wall. A thick glass window built into the wall made it possible to see into the other side of the division.
No, I think the window looks into another room.
Dude, my cat is being such a little dummy. Gigi, what are you doing up there? You never go there. What's your problem? 1 second. Okay, she jumped down. She was gonna try and go on my, like, bookshelf. What are you doing, baby? Do you want to come solve puzzles? No? Okay. Stop being dumb, then.
Maybe it's for monitoring something.
Experiments? Maybe? Junpei walked to the window and looked through.
What the hell?
He wasn't sure what else to say. Oh, the other room had a dummy. This one has, like... I guess this could still be classed as a dummy, but it looks more like a robot. In the center of a room shaped like a quarter circle, a mannequin lay on what looked like a medical exam table.
It looks so creepy.
Junpei jumped a little. He hadn't noticed Lotus come up next to him.
It's kind of like that doll is waiting for surgery.
This is a laboratory, right? I'd say it's more like it's waiting to be experimented on.
Ooh,
It's creepy either way. Don't think that thing's gonna suddenly sit up or something, do you?
Oh, we gotta send a bolt of electricity into it and it'll come to life.
well, I don't know. I mean, look at all those cables sticking out of it. If we press the wrong button, I don't know.
Stop it. Just thinking about it is terrifying.
She was gripping her arms, the knuckles on her hands white.
Wait, where's Clover?
She was still standing near the entrance of the room. Yeah, she doesn't care right now. Her face had the appearance of calm, but it was drawn and somehow sad.
What is she?
There was something almost pitiful about her. Junpei walked over to her and, as kindly as he could, spoke.
Are you okay?
Clover looked away.
What are you talking about?
What? I'm just worried about you.
I'm just gonna put this on auto.
You've been real quiet.
What? I can't be quiet if I want to?
Well, I mean, of course you can. I just...
Okay then. If I can be quiet if I want, just leave me alone, okay?
Come on, you know I can't do that. We gotta work together.
Clover bit her lip and was silent for a moment, then
Junpei,
suddenly...
you just don't get it!
What? Her cry took Junpei by surprise, and he stumbled backward a few steps, alarmed.
My brother's not the kind of person who'd just leave me behind!
Yeah, she's understandably
Something happened
upset.
to him! Something bad.
Yeah,
Junpei had nothing to say. Lotus, jolted from her mannequin nightmares by Clover's voice, turned toward them.
What happened?
Clover's eyes slid to Lotus, then back to Junpei's.
Look, just don't bother me, okay? Leave me alone.
Finished, she turned around. Before Junpei or Lotus could say anything, Clover had begun to walk quickly away.
Hey, wait, Clover! Hold on! That way is...
I told you to leave me alone!
He might as well have been talking to a wall, for all the notice she took of his cries. Not even slowing down, she made for a doorway cut in the wall in front of her. Without even slowing down, she passed through the doorway.
Clover, watch out above you!
What? Oh. What? And without warning, an iron grate fell from the ceiling, like a portcullis, sealing Clover in.
What the heck? What's going on here?
Oh god, is this a split up escape room where you're each in different sections, having to gather clues and stuff? Clover grabbed hold of the iron bars and shook them as hard as she could.
Hang on! I'll get it open.
Oh, for crying out. You'll never do it on your own.
Junpei grabbed the bars and pulled. In a moment, Lotus joined him. The three of them pulled as hard as they could, but... Obviously, there's a puzzle we need to solve, and then it'll all be okay. Don't even worry.
Stop moving.
Are you gonna give up? Just like that?
No, I'm not giving up. This has got to be another one of Zero's puzzles.
Yeah.
If it is, then there's gotta be a way to open it.
Junpei
Just
nodded.
what I was thinking. Now all we gotta do is find it. Lotus and I can look around out here. Clover, you're gonna have to see if you can find anything in there.
Oh, yes, I'm on it.
Dun, dun, dun. Let's go. Oh, she's trapped in the spot with like the robot mannequin or whatever. I didn't realize where she'd like walked to. So we're here. I guess that kind of saves us a bit of time. Did both the exits get sealed? A window made of really thick glass. I don't even think a bullet could break it. What? Ethanol. Oh gosh. Ethanol. I wonder if this is for antisepsis. What? Oh, it says oh my god. It's it says anhydrous ethanol. I can't. Anhydrous? Is that different from regular ethanol? Come on, that's common knowledge. Anhydrous ethanol is a powerful cleaner. It can even erase marks left by a permanent marker. Okay. 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 Nothing in here anymore. It's empty. Is there anything else? I guess that's all there is. A whole bunch of steel lockers. The 9 on the right all have little red lights on them. Red lights, huh? Well, can't hurt to give these babies a try. Yep, just as I thought. Locked tight, all 9 of them. I wonder if there's anything important in there. These lockers are a little larger than the ones on top. Let's see if there's anything useful in here. And nope, nothing. Computer. Power isn't on. Well, there's a power button. This is a waste of time. What? I don't see a power cable. Oops. Yeah, you're right. No power cable. This thing isn't even connected to a main computer, though. What? It's got a monitor, keyboard, mouse, but that's it. Oh, there's no, like, actual computer. Just sticking the power cable in isn't gonna do anything. Unless it's a Mac and just the computer's in the monitor. Oh, I don't know about that. Question mark? It's a mouse. It's a keyboard. Doesn't have anything. Go away, Michelle. They're cardboard boxes. There's some papers and stuff in them. What's in the boxes? They look quite full. As far as I can tell, it's a bunch of notes about some kind of experiments, but it's all really technical and stuff. I don't really get it. Okay, just ignore it if you don't understand it, I guess. There are 2 levers here. Do you think they activate something? Well, why don't you move one? All right, I'll give it a try. Nope. Doesn't look like anything has happened. This is a keyhole. Looks like a keyhole for the activation key. I think this thing's supposed to power the machine in the other room. Well, it doesn't appear to be doing that. I wonder how we're supposed to turn it on. This is a really old type of keyboard. Okay. The hands on the clock have stopped moving. The clock may stop, but time goes on. No time to screw around. We need to figure out a way out of here. You got it, Junpei. There's a lot of stuff here. I don't know how we could use any of these. Well, I can say for sure that I don't know how to use at least one of these things. What? Which one? The one on the top. I think it's a power cable. Oh, yeah. Use it on the computer. Take it. Nice. 3-prong power cable. This is definitely a power cable. Do you remember if we ran into anything that didn't have power? Yeah. Let me just make sure I click everything. I don't want to miss stuff. I do not want to miss things. I wonder what this cable is connected to. Okay, one side of this thing is in the room with us. The other side extends into the laboratory where Clover is. In other words, the console in front of us is connected to the device in the laboratory. So we'll need to like work together and do stuff and blah 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 blah. The monitor doesn't have a power cable, so one end of this power cable needs to be connected to a monitor, and the other end needs to plug in under the desk. Alright, let's just slip you in. Well shoot, I can't use this. What's wrong? The cable has 3 prongs, but the socket only has 2 holes. It's not gonna fit, is what I'm saying. Ooh, that's a like really old socket if it's only got the 2 prongs. In other words, we're gonna need a plug to change the power cable into one with 2 prongs. That's right. Kiddoke. I'll keep searching. What is up with these? This looks like the control for some kind of electric lock. The red light is on. Then it's gotta be locked. There's a green light just below it. Although that one isn't lit. I bet it'll... I just choked on literally nothing. I bet it'll turn on if we unlock it, right? Yes, but how are we going to unlock it? There's no keyhole, no card reader, and no keyboard for putting in a password. Maybe it has to do with the computers and stuff? I have no idea. Looks like a control. Locked. If we can get the light on the bottom, then maybe we can get Clover back. It looks like this door is the exit. The door on the right just goes to the laboratory. Nope, this door isn't going anywhere. No dice, it won't open. I mean, that's about as much as I expected. I don't think Zero would let us out of the room quite that easily. Hey Clover, there's a door over here too.
Wait! I'll be right there!
I can hear her over there. Is this door gonna... Damn it. Can't open it. Clover, what about your side?
It won't work! I can't even move the knob!
Gotcha. Oops. Okey-doke. What? Why am I able to look? Oh, I guess I'm guiding her.
I don't know what kind of table this is, but part of it is all black.
What? I don't know what kind of table this is, but part of it's all black.
There's a pen lying over here, and I think someone probably used it to make the table black.
Oh, we gotta use the ethanol stuff on it then. Well if they only use a pen on one part of it, there's probably something underneath all that pen. Clover, do you think you can erase it?
Yeah, sure. Oh, this is a permanent marker. Junpei, do you know how to erase ink from a permanent marker?
Erase ink from a permanent marker, huh? Give me just a minute, Clover. I'll be right back. Part of the table's been colored over with a black permanent marker. If I could find something that could get rid of that ink, I could hand it over to Clover through the bars. Oh, okay, so I have to go to the bars, I see. Clover, use this ethanol. You should be able to wipe off that permanent ink with it. What am I gonna wipe with? Oh, well, your clothes, of course. Kidding, just kidding. Please don't look at me like that. You're scaring me. What? I gotta find a thing for you to wipe with? Listen, lady. I'm not the only one here. Clover, can you use the cloth on the table? Use, huh? Soak it in the ethanol and then use it to wash off the stuff from the permanent marker, okay? Right, okay. So I gotta soak the cloth with the ethanol. Yes. Well, she's got the cloth, but she seems to be having a little trouble with the bottle of ethanol. When she's ready, I should ask her to... What? When she's ready, I should ask her to get to work on that stuff on the table. Do it. Soak the cloth in ethanol. Oh. Soak the cloth in ethanol and... Junpei! It's working! It's wiping the permanent ink off. Uh-huh. There's some kind of weird drawing under all the permanent ink. What's the deal with that drawing Clover found? Maybe I should ask her to take another look at the table. Oh my god, why do I have to keep clicking the table? I wonder what this is. There are a bunch of numbers in some kind of grid. Is it Sudoku? I can't see it from here. Clover, you've got a pen and a notebook, right? Could you write those numbers down and then hand them to me through the bars? Okay. Roger. I hope it's Sudoku. Oh, do I have to go to the... Go to the bars. Give me it. Here, Junpei. I wrote down all the numbers from the desk on here. Paper with the numbers on it acquired. New material has been added to the file screen. Alrighty. Give me it. Where? Clover's note. Oh, is this Sudoku? The note Clover copied from the stand in the laboratory has 4 numbers written in 9 separate cells. It is Sudoku, right? Except that makes you can't figure it out with just this one piece. Because it's not, I don't think it's X's and O's. Oops. Check out the robot. Is this like an examination table? There's a creepy mannequin in here, guys. That's it? There's something sticking out of the mannequin's head, like wires or something. What the hell are they doing in here? Huh? Why she's all quiet now? Why is she all quiet now? They were doing experiments on humans. Probably. Oh man, now she looks sad. Is that really it? Okay. Hey Clover, how are the power cables over there? Huh? What do you mean? Does the plug have 3 prongs or 2? I don't know what you're talking about. Let me go look. Guess she does have to kind of crouch. I thought that said crunch. Because she does kind of have to crunch down there to get a look under there. The cable on the monitor has a... It's got 2 of those little metal thingies. What does that mean? That's it? Okay, can you unplug the cable and bring it over here? Okay, but... But? Well, I can unplug it, but it's connected to the main computer. I can't take it over to you. Damn it, that's no good then.
Well, how about just the plug?
What?
The plug? Well, maybe more like a connector? It's sort of a thing that makes the plug with 3 metal thingies into a plug with 2 metal thingies. Still useless?
Not useless. Not useless at all. That's just what we were looking for.
Okay. Can you hold on for a little bit?
And back down she goes.
Alright. Unplugged. I'll hand it to you over at the bars, okay?
Okie dokie artichoke.
Here you go. The two-pronged plug. Plug. The two-pronged plug.
Thanks. Gotcha. Okay, put the 2-prong plug in. Oh my god, that's like a tongue twister. Put the 2-prong plug into the head of this power cable. Nice. Nice. Alright, I've got the 2-pronged power cable in my hand. I'm pretty sure this will work. Under the desk I go. Let's plug this thing into the monitor. Alright, that ought to do it. Alright, let's turn the power on. I don't think anything's gonna happen. Why not? Well, it's not connected to the main computer. You never know until you try. Pretty optimistic. Junpei pushed the button on the front of the monitor.
Oh, that worked.
With a soft hum, it turned on. Streams of letters that made no sense to Junpei began scrolling across the screen.
What?
Make directory. Make PC. We'll start. He had hoped it would turn on, but he hadn't expected this.
Huh? It's running on its own?
It certainly looks like it.
Isn't that kinda weird?
I mean, not if the computer is actually, like, in the monitor.
Well, it's not connected to the main computer, right? There's just this keyboard and monitor. The only cable connected to this thing is the power cable we just plugged in. So, why is it working?
Listen, I have a computer that's the size of, like, smaller than a stick of butter. So I think computer components could fit into this monitor.
Maybe it's a wireless display.
Clearly, this was a reasonable explanation to Lotus.
A wireless display?
Yes, it connects to your computer wirelessly, hence the name. Have you been living in a cave, Junpei?
I mean, I guess that's also a possibility, but I think mine makes more sense. You most certainly
Is
had
that
not, but
normal?
Yes, at least where I worked.
yeah, I have a feeling that she's like, I don't know if she would have worked in like some kind of lab or something. She knew about stuff.
Oh.
She knew about stuff
it
before.
stopped.
I can't remember what she knew about.
Pass with a colon.
What?
Looks like we need to enter a password.
Again? There must be a hint around here somewhere.
The Sudoku.
Could you go take a look?
Yeah, I'm on it. What are you going to do?
I'll see if I can do something about this on my own.
On your own?
Yep, on my own.
Lotus?
Lotus pulled over the nearest chair and dropped herself down onto it in front of the keyboard. Was she a programmer or something? For a second, she stared at the screen. She kneaded her hands, knuckles popping, and twisted her back left and then right.
All right. Let's kick some ass.
Okay. Lotus smiled to herself and rubbed her hands together in anticipation. Then, before Junpei had time to blink, she was typing at an incredible speed, the click-clack of the keys running together like a machine gun fire.
Wait, what?
Junpei was, for once, at a loss
Didn't
for
expect
words.
that, did you?
Of course I didn't! You're typing so fast, I can't even see your fingers. What kind of job do you have? What are you?
I'm unemployed at the moment. I used to work for a cybersecurity firm, but I quit.
Okay.
Why?
Yeah. Lotus blinked.
Huh? Oh, it was just something.
She stopped typing for a moment and her face fell.
I see.
This was not an avenue of questioning to be pursued, Junpei realized, and quickly shut his mouth. Lotus's fingers began to move again, and in a few seconds she was back up to speed. As she typed, more letters and symbols that meant nothing to Junpei began to pour across the screen.
Oh, what are you doing now?
I'm going to try and brute force it.
Brute what?
Yeah, if you can get
A
around
brute
it.
force attack is... Well, the short version is that I just attack the thing head on. The long version?
Without looking up or slowing down, she began to
A
explain.
brute force attack is one of the simplest ways to break a cipher. It checks every possible combination until it finds the right one. For a complex cipher, it can take a very long time. I'm writing a program that would run an attack like that on its own. It's not the most elegant solution, certainly. But given the circumstances, there isn't much else I can do.
Even as she talked, her fingers never slowed or missed a key. Junpei couldn't help but feel a little
No,
odd.
but back to what we were talking about earlier.
What were we talking about?
The wireless display? It's kind of strange if you think about it, isn't it? How do I put it? Well, let's say you write a program that calculates an addition problem for you, all right? So you enter 1 + 1. The screen will show you 2. See? Isn't that strange?
No, not really.
Oh, come on now. Of course a caveman like you would think it was strange. You said so just a minute ago. You're just not getting it, are you? Who calculated 1 + 1?
The main computer, right? You said it connected to the monitor wirelessly.
Yeah, but someone who grew up in a cave wouldn't know that, right? They'd probably think that this thing here, the monitor, is doing the calculating. And once they've decided that, they'll start examining this monitor. They might poke the screen or something. Ah, I see the color changes when I press it here. Then they might investigate the hardware on the inside. Oh, I see. So this wire supplies the power.
Where does this go? Where is this going?
Eventually, they might even cut the wires. Ah, yes. Just as I expected. When this wire is cut, no results appear. Therefore, it must be this device which does the calculations.
Oh.
But the truth is that, just like you said, the computer is doing the calculating. But these cave people wouldn't know that, because they have no idea that the monitor and the computer are connected wirelessly.
Okay. Lotus continued to type. Junpei scratched his head.
So, what are you trying to say?
Yeah, seriously.
Nothing, really.
That why?
It's just, I thought maybe, what if the relationship between human beings and our brains is like that?
What
Huh?
are you talking about?
Well, let's say you stick a bunch of electrodes into parts of the brain. A scientist examining the signals they send out might say, interesting. So stimulating this part of the brain causes the person to see colors. That must mean this neuron cluster controls that function. Okay, let's see what happens when I cut out this part. Ah, just what I thought. Cutting off this part causes that function to cease. Therefore, human thought processes must occur in the human brain. See? Doesn't it sound the same?
Are you trying to say that people don't think with their brain that they...
Maybe the brain is just an output device, like this monitor.
Are you saying that we're getting thoughts from other
Maybe our thought processes actually occur somewhere else, in a main body.
No, I don't like
We
that.
just don't know it. We never even think about it.
No, I don't like that.
Just like those cave people wouldn't know about wireless communications. We can't imagine that there's some unknown medium that transfers information into our brains, where we experience that information as thoughts.
Everybody that's trapped here, if they all escape, they should get together and start up a conspiracy theory YouTube channel. I think they'd all be really good at it. They already got some like premium stuff here. Junpei didn't say anything. Not so much because he had no retort. No, her argument just seemed silly, and he was a little surprised to be hearing something like that from someone like her.
The brain is just an output device. Human thought actually occurs somewhere else. That's just crazy talk.
Did Lotus really think that, he wondered? It was a little creepy, Junpei thought. It sounded altogether too much like a bizarre cultish religion. Not what? More like a conspiracy theory.
Maybe that's the cause of Seven's amnesia.
Oblivious to Junpei's increasing discomfort, Lotus continued.
If memory is actually stored somewhere else, in some sort of main body somewhere, maybe he hasn't forgotten anything at all.
Are you saying he just lost his connection to
He's just having
whatever?
a difficult time accessing his memories because the monitor, his brain, has been damaged.
Alright. Okay. I know this is probably like gonna all come together and be part of the game, but I really don't like this stuff.
I suppose that would explain aphasia and blindsight too. Perhaps they actually can speak or see.
This sounds like she's just thinking out
The
loud.
monitor just isn't functioning properly. I guess people with prosopagnosia could be suffering from the same thing.
Wait a minute. What?
He knew whatever it was from watching medical dramas on TV, and blindsight was easy enough to guess. But he'd never heard of the word prosopagnosia before.
What? You've never heard of prosopagnosia?
Lotus spun around in her chair to look at him. Junpei just shrugged and shook his head. Still typing, I guess, with this typing noises.
What is it?
Well, put simply, it means a condition where the mind can't distinguish between human faces.
Also, I just want to point out that she's would not be able to hold those up. I needed to get that out there.
In other words, my face would look the same as Clover's or even yours. So they can't remember faces, which is how most people recognize each other. That means that people with prosopagnosia have trouble recognizing even people they're close to. Usually they can make do by associating people with other things. Their voices, their clothes, their hair.
Does that mean other people's faces look like blanks?
No, I don't think so. Well, you've seen monkeys, like in a zoo, right? To you and me, all the monkey faces look the same. Even though they've obviously got faces. It's almost impossible for a human to distinguish between them. The zoo staff that works with them would learn to identify different monkeys eventually. But you or I couldn't, unless one had a scar or something else to set it apart. Well, that's how people would be to someone with prosopagnosia.
Prosopagnosia. Huh. I didn't even know that kind of thing existed.
I did know about it. I didn't know the word for it, though. Junpei did his best to act as though the entire lecture hadn't gone entirely over his head.
And, what were we talking about?
The idea that your brain is just an output device, like a monitor.
Are you serious about that stuff?
Not really. I was just kidding for about half of it.
What about the other half?
Well, I guess I was just adulting.
What does that mean?
Not funny.
That doesn't even make any sense. That's not even a joke. What are you laughing about? Lotus's smile had something rather masochistic to
It's
it.
nothing more than a story I made up out of boredom. Don't take it seriously. It was the first thing that came to mind, and I just talked about it to kill time.
What do you mean kill time? I could be searching.
But looks like I don't need to talk anymore.
Why?
I don't have to kill time any longer.
This whole thing was a waste of time. Like, if there is a password, we could have just probably found it. I doubt Zero would make a puzzle that you can't just find the answer to. As she spoke, Lotus raised her right arm high, and brought it down on the enter key.
Oh, then you finished that brute whatever thing?
The program?
I certainly did. And let's see what we got.
Chunks of text flickered on and off in quick succession, and then a line of numbers appeared, blinked, and then disappeared. The screen cleared, and all that was left was the word accepted.
Piece of cake.
But what if we need to know that password? Did it not tell us which one was correct? Lotus would clearly have patted herself on the back if it would not have made her look entirely ridiculous. After a few seconds, the accepted disappeared to be replaced with the Sudoku. 9 squares arranged in a 3x3
The screen
square.
changed again. What the hell is that?
No idea. Looks like a puzzle.
Oh, maybe I just have to like click them in the order that we have. Suddenly, Lotus stood up.
Huh? Aren't you gonna, I don't know, do more computer stuff?
No, I can't do any more. It won't let me do any more programming. See? The keyboard.
Oh,
Nothing.
yeah, we probably just have to click them in the
So,
correct
there's
order.
nothing more I can do. Well, I guess I'll leave this to you then, Junpei.
What?
Let me take a break, all right? I did my part.
Well...
He wasn't sure what to say to that. She certainly had done her part. In fact, without Lotus, they probably would have run... What? They probably would have run completely aground. I mean, I doubt it, but... I shouldn't rely on other people so much, Junpei thought to
I
himself.
guess you're right. Thanks, Lotus.
No problem. And make sure you know when you should thank people.
Yeah, I just did.
Now, I better take care of this myself. No more relying on anyone else.
Junpei crossed his arms and stared at the puzzle shown on the screen. So when I press on one of the panels, the colors of the ones next to it switch. Oh, looks like there's some text here. All panels green equals unlock. Restriction, no more than 4 attempts. Will automatically reset after failure. In other words, I have to get all the panels green in less than 4 tries. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the corners and then the middle. All right, I solved it. Did you hear a noise just now? Yeah, I did. It sounded like something unlocking. Is Clover free? Where did it come from? Oh, where did it come from? What? Oh, maybe the lockers. Yeah. Look, Junpei. The lights on the lockers are green. Then we must have unlocked it with a computer puzzle. There's more than one key in here. This one is small, and it looks like it goes to some sort of machine. And this one has the Earth symbol on it. I think the Earth symbol matches a keyhole in a door on the A deck. Well, if that's the case, we probably don't need the Earth key right now. Alright then, Earth key. I'll just tuck you away deep into my pocket. Now as for the other key... Activation key. It was just at that moment that he heard a voice behind him. It was Clover.
Hey, Junpei, do you have a minute?
He put the puzzle aside for a moment and walked over to Clover. What puzzle? We had a key.
What's up?
I wanted to ask you something.
Hmm?
Junpei, you went into door 5 with my brother, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear him say, like, anything weird?
Did I?
Huh?
Why is she asking me this? Junpei wondered. The more he thought about it, however, the more it made sense. Snake had been gone for a long time. Clover was quite attached to her brother. Of course she would have been worried about him.
Well, let me think.
He thought back to when he'd gone through through door 5, hoping he might remember something, even a small something, that would help her. However...
Sorry, Clover. I can't really think of anything. I mean, he did mention that his hearing exceeds that of a regular person, or something like that, but...
But she would know that
That's
already.
about it.
Okay.
He did mention that he heard something, though, and that was never talked about. Clover's words were barely audible. She nodded vaguely to Junpei and turned to walk away.
Hey, wait a minute.
Hmm?
Look, I don't know if I should ask you things, but if you don't mind, I was hoping you could tell me if, is Snake, I mean, was he born...
You're talking about his eyes?
Yeah.
No, he wasn't born blind. When he was a kid, he got in an accident. A really bad car accident. He couldn't see after that.
Oh, that's pretty bad. That's like, did he get like chemicals in his eyes or something? No, like a car accident?
His arm.
Right. Before she had said something about his arm.
His arm?
Like, couldn't have had a bone in it.
Yeah. My brother's left arm is, it's not like a normal person's arm.
It's a prosthetic.
It's fake. It's not a real arm. The accident hurt him really bad. To save him, they had to cut off his arm.
Which which hand was his bracelet on? I would imagine it would have to be his right arm then, right? Because if it was put on the left one, it would just assume he's dead already.
Is that all you wanted to ask me?
Talking about a brother had clearly taken a great deal out of Clover. Junpei nodded.
Look, I'm sorry for making you talk about all that painful stuff.
It's not that.
Clover only shook her head and walked off down the stairs. Alright. That's it then. Okay, key. This key, the shape sure makes it seem like it goes in this machine. Alright, I'm turning it on. Okay, the monitor's on now. And it's full of letters. It's showing some kind of warning. Power restored to experimental device. Oh. Is stuff going to be powered up down where Clover is? Emergency system will activate in the event of abnormal subject behavior. Okay. Typing on this keyboard isn't doing squat. Power restored. Already inserted the key. Okay. Yeah, I imagine. Was there anything else here? Wait, did it say some of it might be useful? Okay, don't look at it at all then. There's a mannequin lying on the exam table. It's got a bunch of stuff. Was there anything else here?
It's a rack. There are a bunch of cables on it. Somebody cut the outer stuff of the cables. I can see the wires inside.
Odd.
I wonder what they washed here. There are these weird colored stains all over the sink. Junpei, this thing in here is on now.
Yeah, that's because we activated the power over on this side. Could you, like, play with it a little?
Okay. Yeah. I'll turn this dial here.
Turn, 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 turn.
I don't think it's working. Nothing happened.
Well, maybe she missed something. I should ask her to look around the room again. This is the monitor. There are a whole lot of cables under this table. Can I click on the table? Mannequin looks so sad. I gotta admit, I'm kind of starting to feel sorry for it. Maybe if you increase the voltage?
Roger. Will do. Okay, I'm gonna go all the way to max voltage.
Max voltage. Hey, wait, Clover. Yeah, maybe start with some less. Ah, shit.
What? I think,
Yeah, you're gonna fry the dang thing. Oh no, dude.
oh my god! The mannequin's head!
Oh man, that sounds like a fire alarm. What the hell? Fire detected. Fire detected. The emergency system will be activated. Evacuate the room immediately. Oh, wait. Mannequin's head is on fire. Okay, it looks kind of funny, but this is no laughing matter. If I don't do something, Clover will...
Junpei! It's so hot in here! Help me!
Okay. What am I meant to do? Oh, does that mean... Yeah, get out.
Junpei! Look at the light!
Yeah, it's green. The emergency system is activated and disabled the lock. Now we can save Clover. Don't put out the fire or anything. There was a sink, but, I mean...
Junpei!
Come on, kid, jump! She's safe. What was the jump for? Oh man, that smoke is some serious business. Time to close this door again, I think. You're just gonna leave a fire going? Clover, are you okay? Are you hurt? Damn, she's coughing so hard she can't even talk.
Of course I'm not alright. What the hell took you so long, you big jerk? I almost dead. I was almost dead.
Sorry, I was going as fast as I could. To be fair, I wasn't. But... You two can do this later. Right now we need to get the hell out of here. That fire's not going to stay in that room forever. Exactly, so you should try and put it out as quickly as possible. Whatever. We'll just leave, I guess. You found it. What the? Am I on the floor? Junpei, Clover, and Lotus leapt out of the laboratory, slamming the door shut behind them.
Whew, thank God we got out of there.
Yeah, finally.
Oh, yeah.
All three collapsed against the wall, breathing heavily. Okay, I am on the floor. Junpei's heart was pounding in his chest, and his whole body felt weak. He inhaled gulps of air, and with each one, he could feel his body begin to calm down.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
They nodded to each other and started off down the hallway. Before long, they found a few doors, but all of them were locked.
Damn, none of these open. They're all locked.
How about that one?
The final door sat in a corner of the hallway.
Let's hope this is the door with the prize.
With the prize? Prize? Was there a prize mentioned? What? Junpei grabbed the door handle and was about to pull it open when a voice cried out behind him. It was neither Clover nor Lotus, but he recognized it. There's no doubt that voice belonged to...
Jumpy!
Huh?
Who would have thunked it? So we're reaching to where we were the last time. 3 of them.
June? Santa!
Sorry. They stopped short in front of Junpei and his companions, gasping for air.
What are you guys doing here?
What? But we didn't...
Before he could finish, Clover spoke.
Hey guys, could you come take a look at this?
She was standing near the end of a small hallway that branched off to the right. The rest of them ran over to her, curious as to what she found.
On the wall.
Right,
A map of the ship's interior?
It says C deck.
So it's the map for this floor then?
Door 7. And... Door 8. Yep, they both eventually end up at this hallway.
In fact...
Yeah, isn't that what I said? We aren't going to be split up permanently till we might get separated. Otherwise, we won't be. That's how the notary.
Wait a sec. This leads to...
Yeah, we'll get Sea Ace again.
We may as well go.
Yeah.
As when they all moved back toward the door, Junpei had only a moment ago
almost forgot. We should
been
keep
ready
this.
to open.
Ready?
Yep. I'm ready. Go for it, my dude. Poured through the doorway and into the room. Even without looking around, each one of them knew where they were.
I knew it.
They were
We're
just where the
back.
map had said they would be.
In the hospital room.
Ta-da!
I see. I believe I understand what you're saying. The 6 of you split into 2 teams and you solved, and then... At any rate, I know I didn't think it would...
Are we back
Well,
to
we
where
saw
we
each
can,
other again, and we ain't dead. So I say that's good enough.
I think we've reached a point. Yes. I don't think anything different will happen here, so... Probably gonna go back and try and go through door 3 and see what happens there, and then I'll push forward through these other ones. I guess. Wait, what is this? Oh well, I'll come back to that one, I guess. No clue what that would be. I'm just trying to figure out if I should go here or if I should go back further. I think going back further is probably the best bet. That way I like get to go through everything, you know? In kind of almost an intended order. Let me in. Let me in! Da-da. Yep. Going through door 3, boys. I think we have to leave more people behind, but I don't care. I'm Junpei. I'm the protagonist. Listen
I want
to
to
me.
go through door number 3.
Nope, you can't.
Huh? Why?
Because it's impossible. If we split ourselves into 3 and 3, then we give up on going through door 3.
Why?
Then let's
Bracelet
split up
numbers
into
for the 6 of us
not
are
3.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 2 combinations that can go through door 3 with 3 people. 3, 4, 5, or 6, 7, 8.
So, wait, what? We're number 5, right? Somebody, Santa, Clover, and me going through door 3.
That's it. Of course, 2 teams can't go through the same door.
I see. That means one team would get left behind.
That's right.
That doesn't happen if we go through door 7 or 8?
No, they're fine. We've got 3 options.
Santa began to explain.
Option A, have 3, 5, and 8 go through door 7, and 4, 6, 7 go through door 8. Option B, 4, 5, and 7 go through 7, and 3, 6, and 8 go through 8. Option C, 3, 6, and 7 go through 7, and 4, 5, and 8 get 8. Those are the only 3 options. That's it. At least if we want to get all 6 of us out of here.
Wait.
That was when Junpei realized. Plan A divides into 2 teams. 3, 5, and 8, and 4, 6, and 7. Plan B divides into 2 teams. 4, 5, 7, and 3, 6, 8. Plan C divides into 2 teams, blah, blah,
But
blah.
that means...
There was one thing they all had in
5
common.
and 6 can never be on the same team.
Yep.
If we want all 6 of us to go through a door, then June and I can't go into the same one.
June and Junpei had been friends since they were kids. He trusted her more than anyone else on the ship. If he chose 7 or 8, he'd be taken away from her. Well, if you choose 3, you'll also be taken away from her, right? Isn't that what was just established? Because if we went through together, It'd be 5 and 6, that's 11. Oh. If Ace hadn't put himself to sleep, I guess that would have worked, right? Because then it would have been 12 and would have been 3. Was that something he was prepared to do? Wait, is Ace asleep
You rolled
yet?
it over enough, or do you need more time?
I assume he is.
Anyway, that's the deal, so think it over. You've got 2 choices, 7 or 8.
No.
You can't choose 3.
I want
If you
3.
choose 3, you're gonna be leaving 3 people behind to die.
No.
So what are you gonna do?
I know they'll live. I'm a time traveler.
7 or 8? Time to choose.
Junpei thought hard. After thinking it over, his conclusion was... I mean, I feel like I sound like such a jerk. No.
Sorry, Santa, but I still want to go through door 3.
What? That's nuts! You've got to be crazy! Why the hell are you so obsessed with that door?
3 is a good number.
I'm just...
Although 7 is the best number out of these. Junpei paused. He swallowed the words he'd been about to
I'm
say.
just curious about door 3. That's all.
That doesn't explain shit!
I've got a reason. I'd be happy to explain it to you if you'll just come with me.
Why did his voice sound different there? With that, he began walking towards the door. Their curiosity likely getting the better of them, the others followed. A few of them looked a little suspicious, but Junpei told himself that wouldn't matter. Is he gonna, like, force somebody to put their hand on the thing and make us all go through? He kept walking and kept silent. Eventually, they arrived at the number 3 door. Junpei stopped.
I'm curious about the red.
What?
7, would you mind authenticating for me?
Hold on. Who is he trying to, Wait, if 7 goes through and we go through, that equals 12. So we would have to make it equal 21, right? Is that what you're trying to do? Can that happen? Okay, 5 plus 7 is 12. Plus... He wants to go with... What's her face? What's her name? Oh, June. Oh my god. Wants to go through with June, so that'd be 18. And then if you go with Santa, it's 21. And that equals 3. So it wouldn't be 3 people left behind. It'd just be,
Why?
You know.
Please, just do it.
Oh my god. Junpei being so shady. He stared at Junpei for a moment, then grunted and laid his palm heavily on the scanner.
Happy?
Yeah, thanks. The number 7 has been entered into the red. Next is June. Please touch the red just like 7 did.
Oh my god. Everybody's just going along.
Jumpy, what are you trying to figure out?
Ah, yep. I think
Junpei thought about his answer for a
I
moment.
might have found another way out.
What?
What?
Really?
That got them excited, just as Junpei had
Now
intended.
please, June.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, don't explain it at all. Oh my god, no. Ugh, I know this is what I want, but with those 2 numbers in the red, Junpei had what he wanted. He casually placed his own hand on the scanner, and then the 3 asterisks blinked on. Plus
All
9.
right. The only people who haven't authenticated now are Santa, Clover, and Lotus.
So, what's your point?
You don't get it. Think about it.
Huh?
Wait, do they all add up?
What's
But-
the sum of
No.
your number and Clover's?
12.
1, 2, okay. Oh, so he's trying to say that the first group will go through and then wait, no, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. It's only 2 people.
And what's the digital root of that?
3.
That doesn't make
Which is Santa's number.
I don't-
By the way, Lotus, what's the number that's currently in the red?
Oh, are we Wait, hold on.
7 plus 6 plus 5 equals 18. It would be 9, right?
Yes, and what will the digital root be if you add 3 to that?
3. The door's number.
There you go.
What are you talking about?
Hey, wait a minute. What the hell are you up to?
Yeah, what the
I'm not up
heck
to
is
anything.
going on?
I'm just waiting.
Waiting for what?
I'm waiting for the balance to shift.
What?
Santa or Lotus and Clover.
Wait, adding Lotus and Clover to that what? Hold on. Does that math check out? Oh my god. Okay, 7. 7 plus 5 is 12. Plus 6 is 18. If Lotus and Clover, so add Clover, that's 22. Oh, it does, because it'll equal 30.
Once one of you moves, the others won't have a choice. So I'm waiting.
Junpei, you sound like such a bad guy here. Oh no. Oh no.
You son of a bitch! You tricked us! And all that stuff you were going on about is all bullshit!
Bullshit? Huh. I don't think so. Didn't I tell you I'd figured out another way to get out of here? This is it.
I mean, hold on, wait a second. No, okay, never
Why
mind.
the hell would you do something like this?
Junpei glanced at June.
Jumpy.
You did this just so you could go through the same door as June. That's it?
Santa was furious. His face was red, and flecks of spit flew from his lips as he spoke. Junpei closed his eyes calmly, and then opened them again.
So, who's it going to be? Santa or Lotus and Clover?
Shit!
Let's go, Clover.
Oh my god, dude! I did not expect. Lotus leapt forward. She grabbed Clover by the sleeve and ran for Junpei and the door.
Fuck!
Caught by surprise, Santa froze for a moment, then shot forward like a bullet from a gun. Lotus had a head start, but Santa had the advantage in size and speed. Almost immediately, he passed Lotus and Clover.
No, wait!
Santa did not hesitate. He slammed his hand down on the red.
This
Dang.
is insane! This isn't right!
He glared at Junpei, his chest heaving.
Yeah, well, you may be right,
Junpei's voice was cold, but not without effort.
but
He turned to the red and pulled the lever. Alright, let's go. With the sound of metal on metal, the door opened. It would only remain so for 9 seconds. There's no time to think. Oh my god. Oh my god. I don't like this. Junpei and his 3 reluctant companions jumped into the door's gaping mouth, one after another. Is June okay with that? June wouldn't like that. I don't know why you're doing this. I say I don't know why you're doing this, but I chose this option, so... No sooner did they enter than the all too familiar blah blah blah. Detonators. Junpei looked back only once and saw Lotus and Clover on the other side of the closing door.
No.
They stood still. Oh my god, that sneeze came up from nowhere. Ugh. They stood still, stopped where they had been when Santa reached the red. The defeat and desperation on their faces tore at Junpei's heart. Then the door closed and they were gone.
You son of a bitch, Junpei! This isn't fair!
Yeah, this is a bad end if I ever did see one. Santa rounded on Junpei, lightning crackling in his eyes and his knuckles white.
Do you realize what you just did? You leave them out there, and they can't...
Shut it! That's enough!
It hadn't been Junpei that spoke, but
We
Seven.
gotta find the dead or none of this is gonna matter!
Yikes. The clock was ticking. The dead was their only chance at survival. Unless they could find it and deactivate their detonators, the 4 of them would be...
We got less than a minute left! No time for screwing around! Get moving!
Damn it! You and I are not done yet, bastard!
Oh my god. They scattered and began to scour the room. The deactivation device was nowhere to be found.
Where the hell is it?
Corridors stretched out in 3 directions, but every one was blocked off by a wall of metal. There was only one way out. One other door.
Over there! It's gotta be behind the door!
7 ran for the door, a rusty iron thing. His large hands grabbed a hold of the handle and pulled. Oh god, we do have to go through the body.
It's pitch dark inside.
This is the shower room, right? Junpei stuck his head through the door and looked around the room.
No, wait.
Almost immediately, he spotted the blinking red light on the right wall. Oh my god, we're not even gonna be able to see that we're going through a body!
I found it! The dead's right over here!
He stepped into the room. I heard the...
What? The floor's slippery!
He stopped and glanced down at his feet. What was...
Hey, what the hell are you doing?
There's something...
Get over there!
Junpei felt Seven's heavy hand against his back and stumbled across the room. The other 3 piled in behind him. They all felt immediately that something was wrong. Nothing that could be easily identified, only a sense that something terrible shared the room with them. But there was no time to say so.
Get to the dead!
They all started running. Don't slip! Oh my god. In the dark, it was hard to tell where the wall was. All they could see was a tiny red light blinking at them over and over and over.
There it is!
Oh my god, there's blood on it too. Dude, that means Clover had to come in that other timeline. Clover came in here and had to like go through the blood of what she assumed was her brother. Dude. In quick succession, they all slammed their hands against the scanner panel. Oh my god. Seven leaned against the wall, gulping air. As his breathing began to return to normal, he glanced at his left wrist and grunted.
It stopped. It's...
You gonna look around? Junpei could hear him laughing in the dark, but could barely make out the man's larger face.
I don't think I'll ever get used to doing this.
What the...
The sound of retching came from Santa's direction.
What the hell is this smell? This is vile. I'm gonna puke.
So desperate had they been in their race to the dead that no one had noticed the horrible smell that pervaded the room. It was a terrible, nauseating stench, like burnt and rotten meat. Adrenaline had drowned it out, but... Oh my god. Adrenaline had drowned it out, but now it rolled over Junpei in waves, forcing itself into his nose with every breath he took.
You're right. This is...
He felt his stomach clench, and bile rise up in his throat.
Let's get the lights on first. There's a switch over here.
The light that spilled in from the door barely illuminated a small switch plate next to the door. Slowly, with the toll of the last few minutes apparent in his gait, Seven walked towards it. Ugh. The sound of the footsteps. He stopped as he got close and extended his fingers towards the switch.
Okay, guys, I'm flipping it on.
What does LR mean, is what I wonder. There was a soft click as the lights came on. Just as the light turned on, June took in a short breath and... A scream echoes through the room. Junpei's breath stopped in his throat. His heart ceased to beat. Time froze. His mind scrambled to make sense of what he saw before him. Also, you are now covered in on this as well. You walked through it.
What?
Hey. Oh, this is...
What was left of the body sat in a sea of blood. Chunks of flesh torn from the body sat in the blood like tiny islands in a great red sea. A vast, ragged hole had been torn in the torso, and what remained of his intestines spilled out of it like fresh spaghetti. I hate that they say spaghetti there. Smaller chunks of meat had splattered against the wall and become stuck there as they dried. Globules of yellowish fat had left trails like tiny slugs as gravity pulled them down the wall, even as they dried to it.
Looks like an explosion.
Seven's voice was low and strained.
The knife man. The detonator in his bracelet set off the bomb in his gun.
Oh god. The bone is coming out of his left arm.
We know it can't be him.
It's definitely an open fracture.
Although I guess Junpei doesn't know it can't be him. It looked as though the explosion had been quite powerful. His legs were both bent in an odd, unnatural way, and his left arm had split open, exposing the painful white bone of his ulna. His bracelet lay next to him. It seemed to have hit the wall hard enough to have shattered the display, which lay on the ground in pieces. Oh, so they can't even, like, check the...
The face is the worst.
Yeah, you can't even tell who it is.
Half of his head had simply collapsed. The blood coating almost made it look like raw pizza dough covered in tomato sauce. I hate the comparisons to food. I don't like that. His clothes, too, were covered in blood. The burgundy tie, the white shirt, the jacket with the yellow piping and gray slacks.
But the clothes are...
They were all familiar to Junpei.
Is that... Snake?
Santa's voice wavered as he spoke, his mouth dry.
Oh my god.
Finally, Junpei spoke.
Why did this happen?
Suddenly, June was screaming, her voice broken. It was an eerie scream, full of insanity, and not entirely human.
No! No!
Yeah, first us are... Oh my god, I can't speak. First, her boyfriend, quote unquote, just tricked people into potentially dying as far as they know, and now somebody is dead. Poor June, dude.
No!
She shook her head violently. It grabbed fistfuls of her own hair. Junpei could hear the sound of hair tearing.
Stop! Calm down.
Don't tear out your own hair. He grabbed for her wrists.
Hey!
But as he did, June leapt up and ran toward the exit.
Please! Get me out of here! You have to let me out of here!
She screamed at the door, and her fist slammed against it with a hollow sound. Junpei could see drops of blood on her knuckles.
Why are you doing these horrible things to us? What did we do to deserve this?
June.
She screamed again, a desperate, mindless cry. Her fists flailed against the door.
Get me out of here! Please! Please! Just let me out!
Wait, she's not knocking on that door, is she? 'Cause
June.
Junpei couldn't watch anymore. He ran to June and wrapped his arms around her, pulling the screaming girl away from the door.
Calm down.
No! Get off of me! Let me go! Let me go!
Please, calm down.
She scrambled for a moment, her legs skittering across the floor, but her resistance didn't last long. As suddenly as her outburst had began, it was over. The manic energy disappeared, and her body went limp in Junpei's arms. June collapsed towards the floor, and Junpei knelt down with her. He felt drops of something warm and wet. Was she crying? A moment later, she began to sob. Lots of pictures with this option, though. Her shoulders shook, and great hot tears rolled down her face like rain.
We're gonna be fine. It's gonna be alright, June. It's going to be okay, Connie.
Why are you saying? Don't say her name. Wasn't that? Her name was a whisper.
I'll be here with you, okay?
She nodded once.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Junpei.
Why are you thanking him? We've been such a jerk, dude. Her trembling voice pulled at Junpei's heart. He stroked her hair gently. Her face was so close to her. His face was so close to her. The scent of her hair was nostalgic.
Do you feel better?
Yes, but I'd like to stay here. For a little while, at least.
What?
Junpei's body is so warm.
Why are you speaking like that? It's creepy. Several minutes passed before June's tears had dried. Junpei stood up. He bent down, put his arms under June's, and helped her to her feet. They didn't speak. Neither did Seven or Santa. A person was dead. They had died in that room, a terrible way. Junpei knew there was no way he could make himself forget that. There was no way any of them could forget it, but mourning would do no good. They spread out to search the room, but each felt as if their heart was made of lead.
We better get to it.
Okay, there's... I don't know why I was thinking there, like, wouldn't be puzzles here. Time for the puzzles. How much time did that take in the, like, flow chart? Oh god, what does this even mean? We still end up back the other way. But I guess because people people think we're like evil, they'll be like, what the heck? So it just completely changes things. I guess we can also do something stupid here too that leads us on the same path somehow. Anyway. Right. Those letters written in blood. L. Oh, there is another L. I didn't even notice the second L. LLR. Do you think that might be some sort of dying message from Snake? Why would he write? No, that's impossible. Oh, no, that's impossible. You saw the body. You aren't doing anything after something like that happens to you. Then this is... The way the blood's dried tells you it's really old. Whoever's blood this is, it ain't Snake's. Then you're saying the blood was put here a long time ago? So you're saying it's a clue? Yeah. Look it up. Oh, oops. I don't Oh, message written in blood, says LLR. That's where we came in. I guess it's not locked, but there ain't really any point. All that's out there is the numbered door. We can't go back through the numbered door even if we wanted to. Alright, let's see if anything happens when I turn you. No one's gonna make any comments about mushrooms coming out of the wall? No? Nope, nothing. Not even a drop. Is the pipe clogged? Dude, water doesn't work like anywhere here. Divider between the stalls. On the other side of this wall. No. I don't want to think about that. Okay. It's part of that. Interesting. Oh god, what the heck was your voice? It's toilet paper with some kind of red symbols on it. Oh my god, that almost sounds like weirdly nerdy. You think maybe it's a Sightale cipher? Sightale cipher. What the hell is that? You wrap the piece of paper around a stick and then write several sentences on it so that the whole paper is filled up. Then you unwrap the paper, you can't tell what the original... What? Oh. Then you wrap the paper and you can't tell what the original message was, right? That's how it works, more or less. Then to decipher it, you gotta have a stick that's the same diameter as the original one. Same diameter as the original one, huh? Yeah. Then you just wrap the paper around that stick and you can read the code. See, my mind wasn't even thinking like that. I was thinking like, oh, the different toilet papers, we'll stack them on top of each other in a specific way and it'll say something. Anything else? Stack of toilet paper. It's a wooden that's wood? Okay, looks cardboard, but a wooden box, there's something in there. Luminol. What the hell is this thing? Some kind of spray bottle? There's something written on it. Lumen. Can't read anything else. Label's all faded. Let me see that. He just grabbed it from him. That wasn't very nice. Oh, it's luminol. You know, forensics guys use it at crime scenes. Oh yeah, that's stuff that glows blue when you spray it on blood. Even if the blood's been wiped off, it'll still glow. Okay. So I assume I gotta use this on the... Ooh. Aha! Ha 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 ha. This looks like a stick. Junpei reached for the broom. As he grabbed it, he heard a soft voice behind him. It was June.
The rabbit hutch.
What?
Huh?
He turned around. June still looked sadly pale, but there was a small smile. There was a smile on her face.
You just reminded me of it. The rabbit hutch, I mean.
How did I remind you of something like that?
Jumpy and the broom.
What?
You're always playing around with the broom in front of the rabbit hutch.
I was.
Don't you remember?
Junpei stared at the broom in his
You
hand.
mean you don't remember that summer either?
She looked very sad. He shook his head.
Of course I remember. How could I forget something like that? It was terrible.
What? Story time? They were in the 6th grade. Junpei and June had been assigned to take care of the classroom pets, the rabbits. Their chief duty was to clean the hutches every morning. On the final day of school before summer vacation began, Junpei overslept. He rushed to school and found June standing in front of the rabbit hutches. No sooner had Junpei arrived than June began to cry. He had no idea why until he looked behind her into the rabbit hutch. The rabbit's dead? The first thing he saw was blood. The hutch was filled with the dead bodies of the rabbit. No! Why? Even after their teachers and friends came to see what the commotion was, June couldn't stop crying.
I just kept crying and crying until you came over. You held my hand and you looked very serious and you said, "Don't cry. I'm gonna catch the person who did this." After you told me that,
It was a person?
I finally stopped crying.
Well, the real fun started after you quit crying. You told me we were gonna catch the killer together.
June smiled, and a little flush of life returned to her cheeks.
Then we decided that we'd ambush them.
Yeah, I remember.
The school also kept roosters and guinea pigs. Junpei and June had decided the murderer would likely return to finish off the rest of the animals. They would ambush the killer at night. Junpei and June hid behind the hutch at dusk and waited. It was a warm summer night. Dude, all of this, the fact that they were actually like so close and hung out and stuff like this, the fact that he literally forgot who she was for a second at the beginning of the game, that's pretty bad, dude. The quiet sound of crickets. The quiet sound of crickets whispered through the air. As the sun went down, the stars began to wink at them from the sky. And June's Akane Bobo's face. That night was something Junpei knew he would never forget as long as he lived.
But the murderer never showed up. We waited for them all summer vacation, and they never showed up.
When did you sleep?
Yeah, but the animals didn't get attacked either. I think all that work amounted to something, you know?
He'd felt the same way, but it was good to hear her
Although,
say
you
it.
know, if you think about it, we were probably taking on a lot more than we could handle.
What do you mean?
She looked up at him, confused.
come on, we were just kids. If whoever killed the rabbits had actually showed up, they probably would have had a knife or something. I mean, you must have been pretty worried, right?
I wasn't worried. Because you were there with me.
Wow, how sweet. I want to solve puzzles. She blushed furiously.
No one else wanted to take care of the animals.
Clearly embarrassed, she tried desperately to change the
I
subject.
was the only one who asked to do it at first.
Yeah, well, boys don't really want to bother with taking care of animals, you know?
Well, yeah, but you asked to do it after I did, didn't you?
Dude, why would no one want to look after the animals? That sounds like the best job.
If it wasn't the rabbits, they were gonna make me do something else. You know how that school was. I figured it'd be better if I was working with somebody who wasn't too much of a loudmouth, right? Somebody who wasn't gonna tell on me if I felt like blowing it off.
Dude, rude!
Really?
You're putting it all off on
That's
her?
why you volunteered?
Yeah, it is.
He nodded quickly and much too earnestly, and then quickly looked away at something very important.
Really?
Of course.
That hadn't been the reason, of course. He had asked to take care of the rabbits so that he could be near June. But it had been so long ago, he couldn't bring himself to tell her how he felt back then. It would be embarrassing. He took a quick breath to clear his head, tossed the broom up, and then snatched it out of the air.
We don't really have time to be walking down memory lane like this,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
We've got to figure out a way out of this room. Otherwise...
Also, you're just standing talking. Doesn't this room smell like insanely gross?
Yes.
You're just standing here talking.
I'm gonna look over there.
Okay, bye. June nodded curtly and then walked away.
I should get back to it myself. Ah! That's right. The pool of blood.
Yeah, you were... Oh, gosh. Junpei turned around and looked at the room. At Snake's body. Chunks of flesh and organs still lay on the floor.
Going on and on about old times right next to a corpse? What were we doing?
Yeah, dude,
Well,
I don't know.
Maybe it was because we're in this mess.
Despite such a situation, or perhaps because of it, the mind turned to the farthest thing from death that it could find. The farthest thing from death that it could find. Ah, yes, the death of rabbits in the past. What? Still, Junpei couldn't help but feel a twinge of guilt at wanting so desperately to live when Snake lay dead before him.
I have to survive, no matter the cost. I need to make sure she gets out too.
As she stared at the clumps of blackened flesh, all Junpei could think of was how much she wanted to live. What the heck? What if I wrap the toilet paper around the broom? Does that say help? What does that say? Oh, so you wrap the toilet paper around the broom, huh? Looks like the symbols line up perfectly. I'm surprised that you're not, like, yelling at us. But I guess everybody still wants to, like, get out. Let me hit the mic and then write that down. 6, 3, 4, plus. What does that even mean? A bucket. Oh, we actually need the bucket? Let's combine it with this. Anything else? A thick pipe that stretches across the floor. Dividing wall. Toilet. Oh. What do you think this is? Looks like tar. Tar, really? It's kind of sticky. I don't think we can just wipe it off. I doubt just pouring some water on it's gonna help much either. What about hot water? Hot water? If we had some really hot water, like boiling hot, then maybe it would wash off? Really? I was thinking about this stuff, but I guess that doesn't do anything. That just does blood stuff, right? There's something that looks like tar inside the toilet bowl. Hot water might be able to wash it off. Okay. Is there anything in the tank? It's a water tank for a toilet. I've seen a lot of OC guys try and hide pieces. What? I've seen a lot of OC guys try and hide a piece of. Okay. Usually for a 187 or something. Guess they think it's clever. Dunno what they'll figure out when everybody thinks it's clever. I have no idea what you just said. Sorry. Huh? I mean, I know peace, but what's OC? Organized crime. What is that? Some kind of police slang? Huh? Probably. Huh? What'd I say? Why does he look all sad now? That's not really important right now, guys. Let's just check it all out, right? Well, he's not wasting any time. Ooh. Screwdriver. You know, if we'd held on to the first screwdriver we'd gotten, we wouldn't have to keep finding screwdrivers. It's a screwdriver. We can unscrew things with this. Thank you, June. I didn't know that. Was there something we needed to unscrew somewhere? I don't think so. Not yet. Toilet's tank. There's nothing in it. Which means we can't flush it. Oh, there's no water. Yeah. Okay. There's nothing in the toilet. If there was, that would be gross. Okay. There might be something in the tank, you know. Let's open that shit up. Aha. Red key card. It's a red card. Probably a key card. Do you remember if we saw a card reader anywhere around here? We didn't, right? Nothing in here now. Okay. I already checked all 3 toilets, you know. Nothing unusual there. What the? It's a thermometer. Can you get it off? No. It's screwed onto the wall. Thermometer, it's been attached to the wall pretty good. Oh, screws.
Hey, Junpei, you know why thermometers only go up to 107 degrees Fahrenheit?
No, I can't say I ever thought about that.
Because the stuff that measures it can't measure higher, maybe?
At 107 degrees, the cells in the human body start to die, and the organs begin to shut down. The proteins in your cells start to harden. It's like when you hard-boil an egg. Even if you cool it down afterwards, it won't go back to being a raw egg. In other words, it's dead. That's why thermometers don't go past 107. There's no point.
Okay, we're that.
Oh yeah?
But it's pretty rare for a fever to get that high. Even viruses and stuff don't usually drive the body temperature up to 107. Of course, there are other external things that could.
Like what?
Well, let's see. Something like getting locked in a sauna.
Yo, why did it switch on me? Huh? Okay.
Or getting thrown into an incinerator and burnt to death.
Yeah, I guess that would get a little hotter than 107 degrees Fahrenheit.
Junpei gave a short, barking laugh. A moment later, the screw fell off. With a small tug, Junpei pulled the thermometer from the wall.
All right, I got it.
He looked up and saw Santa, glaring at the blank section of the wall.
Huh? What's up?
Nothing. Forget about it.
You mad? Santa spun around and walked off, away from Junpei.
What was that all about?
I wonder. It's not like you've been a jerk or anything. But as Junpei watched him go, he didn't look angry. He looked very, very sad. Oh, okay. This is a different thing. Some tragedy involving burning.
Oh, you took the oh. Oh, you took the thermometer off. It says open at the bottom of the gauge. I wonder what that means. Maybe when it gets hot, something will open? Interesting. Okay, okie doke. Nothing happens when I press these buttons. Well, it looks like the power's on. I'm wondering what the deal is with those with those things that say lock up there, though.
The red light's on, Junpei.
Look, huh? I assume we need something else. I don't think we have, anything... Wait, what? Why is there a shower head on... Oh, no, never mind. I thought it was on the, like, extruding small part of the wall. There's water coming out of the shower head? Let's see if... Shit, that's hot. Really hot. Man, that water must be just about boiling. Actually, first let me click this. There's a piece of paper tied to this pipe with a wire. Notice, drainage valve operation. Please do not flush the water in these pipes. Doing so may cause the drain to overflow. Oh god, oh god, oh god. I don't want to touch that just yet. Let me try this first. Maybe I can use the shower here to fill the bucket with hot water. Hey, Seven, could you turn on the shower? Oh. It's Junpei saying that. Hey, Seven, could you turn on the shower? I'm gonna put the bucket under the head. Okay, sure thing. Oh god, there's sounds in the hallway real life that kind of go along with this. Bucket filled with water. It's filled with water. Try not to spill it, okay? It's heavy. Okay, okay, I'll carry it. First we wanna... Okay, no. First... Alright. Okay, no, they won't let us do it. That could, like, totally kill the thing anyway, so let's not, maybe. There's something that looks like tar inside the toilet bowl. If I flush the hot water from the bucket, that should clean it. Do I have to? Okay, I have to put it in the tank. Alright, so just pour the hot water into this tank and... Looks like you filled it. Now you should be able to flush it, right? There's probably a handle somewhere on the tank that you can pull. Think so? Serious? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Oh, what? Alright, let's flush the hot water. Well, there it goes. Just like a toilet should work. Okay. So we had the 634 plus 185 equals. So we'll have to add those, I assume. The dirt we flushed should settle in the bottom of the bowl. That stuff's washed off. Looks like that writing was numbers. See it?
185 equals. What is this?
Got me. Just looks like numbers. We'll probably have to do... That'll probably be the number that we need for, over here. But it shows 4 numbers. Nothing happens when I press the buttons. I guess I have to get the red and blue lights to turn on first. Oh, okay. Does doing this again do anything? Card is done. Slot here for swiping a card. Is there gonna be a key or something?
I don't know why I'd... Wishing doesn't seem to be a very effective way to get the lights to turn on. Look, I just want to make sure that I'm not missing anything. Okay. I imagine I'll have... Looks like the flow of water can be controlled with these handles. We can't put any water through the pipe on the right, though. If we do that, it'll start overflowing from the drain. Really hot water comes out. I get the feeling it might be useful for something else. I'm not too sure what this is meant. Each handle has 3 positions. Oh. LLR. But I don't know. There's only 3 things. Oh, okay. No, I get it. I get it, game. There's gonna be more written here, right? Wait. You don't really think we're supposed to use the luminol here, do you? Yeah, it does seem kind of weird to use it. What do you mean? Maybe I should try it just in case. Okay, I've sprayed luminol on the wall. What's next? Divided between stalls. Take out the item. Wait, what? Oh, I need to turn off the light. Cool. L R L R L. Sick. Left, left, right, left, right, left. Well, I did what it said on the wall. I wonder if it actually did anything. Hey, this drain's acting up. What the hell did you do? I just messed with the valves a little, nothing big. They got water. Wait, what? Doesn't look like the shower works. What are they talking about? Oh. I see. There's a card in there. There must be water flowing through the pipe. There's water pouring out of the drain. It's the blue key card. This is the symbol for Mercury, isn't it? There's an elevator right outside the big hospital room. I think that had the same symbol that was on the card reader next to it. That's right. I guess that means we're not supposed to use this card in this room. Do you really think so? You don't think maybe we need it for this room and for the elevator? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Water pouring out of the drain, nothing else interesting here. Dun, dun, dun. Great job, Junpei! Both of the lights are on now. Now you just need to put in the password. Which is... let me do some quick math. 819, right? 634 plus 185, 819. Both lights are on. We should be able to enter the password now. What's with the E and C keys? Enter and clear. But it shows 4 here. Did I add wrong? Okay. Let me make sure I didn't add that wrong. Let me use like an actual legitimate calculator. Dun, dun, Unless it's supposed to be the, like... No, it wouldn't be digital roots. It shows 4 spaces. 4 plus 185. 819. Okay, that is correct. Maybe it's 0819. And nope. And I don't think it'd let us do. Maybe, okay, hold on. Let me see here. 1 plus 8 plus 5 equals 14. Maybe it's like if I do the first number 634 and then the digital root of the other number 5. Maybe it's the digital root of the first number, which would be also 5, right? Okay, no. Let's get out of here. I'm not entirely sure. We haven't done anything with the thermometer. The thermometer, it says open at the bottom of the gauge. How do I heat it up? Can I put it in the toilet tank? There's no more hot water. Nothing in there. Tank. Santa just said it's fine. What, you don't trust me? No, man, I totally trust you. It's not like you pulled a gun on my girlfriend in another timeline or anything. Yeah, if I can get this hot water on the thermometer, then maybe. Okay, I don't understand why we couldn't just put it in the bucket in the first place. All right, thermometer, let's get this party started. Instead of like trying to pour it onto it. Yep, looks like that's doing the trick. There goes the gauge. And now it's at the open mark. Huh? It opened. What's this? Looks like there's a piece of paper in here. I see! So there was another number the whole time. 957. Okay. That'd be... I'm not even gonna do it in my head. It's easier to just... plus 957. 1776. Gotcha. Easy peasy. Da-da-da-da. Open. Let's get out of here. Was that the entirety of the puzzle? Oh, I guess it was. Outside of the shower room was a hallway that extended off to the left and right.
There's a large iron door at the end.
Let's take a look.
They moved a few steps towards the door when Junpei heard the sound of metal on metal.
Huh?
What, people trying to get out? They turned around. Seven was doing something to the door of the shower room.
What are you doing, Seven?
Oh, propping it open.
Well, I figure maybe we might want to come back here sometime.
He did that in that other room, too. The one that had like a safe or whatever that we never checked on. I don't know when that comes
So,
into
I
play.
stuck the broom in there to keep the door from shutting. Alright, let's go.
With that, he stood up and began walking down the hallway. He brushed past Junpei and kept going. After a moment, the rest of them followed him. Before long, they found themselves at the large iron door. They had only been there for a moment when June spoke up.
Junpei, look!
You're gonna find the map, and you're gonna see that
What's up?
it
What's
will
that on the wall
show
there?
we'll end up back in the room, and people will be mad at us.
Oh, I think it's...
But we can just pretend that we knew the whole time. We big brained the whole thing. We knew we'd loop back. Junpei ran over and peeled it off.
a map of the ship's interior?
To be fair, you could kind of if you wanted to try and trick people, you could deduce that you would have to loop back because of the fact that there are other doors that are in that section that you haven't opened yet. You could assume that you probably go in there, get clues, and then loop back around somewhere.
It says C deck.
So it's the map for this floor then. We'll have time to study it later. Let's keep going for now.
Junpei folded the map and stuffed it into his pocket. You're not even gonna look at it and see. Back at the door, the four of them lined up in front of it. Santa stepped forward. He grabbed hold of the door and then turned to look back at the rest of them.
I'm gonna...
Do it. Do it. Let's see all the mad people at us. Dun-dun. All four of them leapt through.
What the?
You're shitting me.
Wait, took only a moment for them to realize where they... Okay, I forgot they didn't realize where they would be. I thought something actually had happened. Ugh. They had been only a short time ago. Yep. Yep, you're back. Did you miss it? Let me put away this calculator. No more math. Lotus and Clover looked up as they entered. Ace was there as well, although he looked as though he had only just woken up.
Clover! Lotus! And Ace! I'm glad you're all okay. Lotus? What are you...
Is she gonna come, The moment they spotted Junpei, Lotus and Clover headed straight for him. As she neared him, Lotus drew back her hand, and slapped him, open palm across the face.
How could you do this to us?
Yeah, I'd be pissed off too, dude. Her face was furious. She grabbed Junpei by the collar and shook him violently. Clover didn't touch him, but the hate in her eyes was no less potent. It was Seven who stopped them.
Knock it off. We got bigger shit to worry about right now.
His deep voice echoed across the massive room. Lotus glared at Seven, but let Junpei go after one last vicious shake.
Go have a look.
Oh, you could... Okay.
I stuck the screwdriver in the door. That door over there, the one without a number. As long as the screwdriver's there, it can't shut, so you can get in there. There's a shower room past there. I stuck a broom at the door there too. Anyway, go take a look.
Don't even tell them what to expect or
Then you're
anything.
saying we can go in there without passing through the numbered door?
Yeah, it's about the size of it.
Wait, what the hell is in there?
You'll know when you see it.
No! Tell them! Don't just say that.
Fine, let's go.
Dude, at least warn... Oh my god. Dude, the people here... Lotus and Clover looked at each other for a moment and then nodded and stepped through the door. Is Ace gonna go? Oh. By then, Ace had made his way to them, moving with the stiff, shuffling steps of someone who had only just awoken from a lengthy slumber.
My goodness. I know I said I was sure you'd come back for me. I didn't think it would happen so soon, though.
Ace shook his head
Should
weakly.
I go as well?
Yeah.
Seven nodded.
Very well.
Ace followed Lotus and Clover with his stiff, tired gait. The squeal of tortured metal made Junpei's teeth curl. It sounded like a noise a ghost would make. No matter how many times he heard it, he never got used to it. Every time it put him on edge. What? It didn't help that there was a girl nearby who looked far more like a ghost than a living human should. It was Clover. Yeah, you just made her go in there without saying, hey, you know, we found your brother dead. Be prepared for that. Even though it's not your brother, don't worry. She sat on the edge of the bed, her head drooping listlessly into her chest, although she might not have looked at it. Her eyes were blank and stared across the room at nothing. Her breathing was slow and mechanical. Because I think that they didn't let her, like, look at it the last time. In the alternate timeline. Aside from the rise and fall of her chest, she didn't move. Junpei felt as if even a nudge might cause her to shatter into 1,000 pieces.
Snake was probably murdered. Chances are he was killed the same way the Ninth Man was.
Okay, let me see where we are here. I got it. Okay, I think I'm gonna stop there. Let me real quick save, and I'll come back and go on to this next path, because it doesn't look like we can diverge any paths here. Yeah, just go straight to whatever this is. I'm assuming it's the bad end because it's so short. But yeah, we'll find out the next time and see what the heck is going on. What's gonna happen? Who knows? This is the Jerk Junpei timeline. Let's go.